find your own tribe. People who are there for you, you find them. And that's how you climb the mountain.
We are joined by a truly inspiring South African, Angela Yeung. Not only did she recently summit Mount Everest, but she's also a passionate philanthropist and the founder of the Impilo Collection.
If you climb during the day, that can be avalanches.
Oh, okay.
Because if it's too warm...
So it's dangerous to climb during the day?
Yes, exactly, especially towards the end. Because I was wearing a summit suit that is the color of our South African flag. So really that moment I'm very proud to be on top. But at the same time, you have the self-awareness. 300 meters. The air is so thin. I was the only person left in my camp.
Oh my word.
And you realize you really have to look after yourself.
Yeah.
It's easy to blame and to worry about what's happening, but what can you do in that moment? And really have to hold yourself together.
Ladies and gents, welcome to it. In studio today, we are joined by a truly inspiring South African, Angela Yeung. Not only did she recently summit Mount Everest, but she's also a passionate philanthropist and the founder of the Impilo Collection. Angela's story is one that is driven by courage, purpose, and a lot of heart, and we're going to dive right into her journey and find out all the nitty-gritties that makes her this truly inspiring individual. So, get ready to ignite your light and keep it burning bright with us here on EXC-i8. Angela, welcome and thank you so much for being here in studio with us today.
Thank you. Thanks, Terence.
Yeah. So since you've climbed Mount Everest, there has been a lot of attention and requests coming your way, from different media outlets and a lot of press. What has that been like?
It's been like, how do you go back to a normal life after you're climbing such a big mountain?
Yeah. So it probably has not been normal since getting back, right? It's just been like a whirlwind of a new kind of life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a lot of reflections.
Okay. You mentioned also that you went to a school in Stellenbosch. And there was quite a warm reception. What was that like?
So they have 165 years anniversary.
Yeah.
And when I spoke to the girls at the assembly, they were just screaming and such a welcome and warm welcome from them. And it was just, can be overwhelming as well.
See, well, you've just become a celebrity, right? So there's so much that we want to chat about regarding the climb. But before getting into all of that, was being somebody who is, driven and full of purpose and maybe achieving the impossible, was that always somebody that you were?
I think just going back to when I was much smaller, my dad is Chinese.
Okay.
My mom is Japanese. And if you know China and Japan, they're not very friendly with one another. Yeah.
But yet your mom and dad found a way.
Exactly. So I'm like a child of a Romeo and Juliet.
Amazing.
Yes. Yeah. So mixed marriage wasn't encouraged in those days. But they did it as well. So when I was only 3 years old, my mom, without saying goodbye, she just left.
Okay.
And we went all the way to the airport and realized she left.
Wow.
And those days, there's no fax, there's no cell phone, and there's no email. Someone left, it's left.
Yeah.
And so it took me 30 years to constantly looking for her. I only found her in 2017.
Oh, wow. And what was that like when you did find her? What was the reunion like?
We didn't tell her that we're coming. So one of my friends, she's a Buddhist, she said to me, I will help you to find her like a pin in the ocean.
Wow.
So she found her and we didn't connect So I tried to send her email. I couldn't get hold of her.
Yeah.
And I think it's a lot of guilt.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she finally meet me in 2017.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Now I can just so I can't imagine being the person that goes through it, but I do know what it's like when somebody you love searches somebody that they love for such a long time, because my wife has a similar story. Her dad left them when they were about 2 years old.
Yes.
And my wife also only reconnected with her dad in 2019 after also spending so many years searching for him. So I know it can be a little bit, tricky.
Yes.
And I don't know, sometimes it's like you hope them to be something else. You got these dreams or visions of what this person is. And then
Yes.
sometimes you might feel a little bit let down. Was that the case with
I
you?
think so. I think it's just very different culture.
Okay.
So I grew up here in South Africa,
Okay.
being so westernized and seeing someone you want to hug them,
Yeah.
and she's very
Yeah.
reserved and like come in and have her cup of tea.
Yeah.
So she didn't get a shock,
Okay.
but I think she said to me she felt that I would be coming.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
very interesting that I think we all connected
Yes.
in a different way.
Yes.
But when I met her the day that I didn't even know this woman for a bowl of soap,
Yeah.
but it was on her birthday.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So
That's crazy. Hey?
yeah,
Like,
you just realize some mountain that needs more time to climb,
wow.
and it's just really worth it
Yeah.
to
yeah.
seeing her. She's healthy, and I mean, it was just, it's very seldom you find the mother leave the children.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's true.
Yeah.
It's usually the
Other way
father.
around,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That is incredible. And the fact that you go and visit her during the time when it's her birthday, like, I'm not one to believe in coincidences. So
No.
like you say, there's something bigger and deeper that, connects us all, right?
Exactly.
No, that is just mind blowing. So, okay. So I want to just then find out then regarding the climb, right? And
Yes.
summiting Mount Everest.
Yes.
Right now you're standing right at the top. Right? You're at the pinnacle. You've just done this incredible thing. The air is thin. It's freezing. Like, what are you thinking? Are you overcome with joy? Are you tired? You just want to get down? Like, what's going through your mind?
So it takes 12 hours for the summit push. So you climb from Camp 3
Okay.
through the night.
Okay.
Because if you climb during the day, that can be avalanches.
Oh, okay.
Because if it's too warm,
so it's dangerous to climb during the day.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Especially towards the end. So you get to 8,000 meters, it's a dead zone.
Okay.
Normal people, normal human being, you cannot produce any more blood cells.
Wow.
That's how they call it dead zone,
Okay.
because there's none of oxygen actually you can survive there.
Jeepers.
So we have to wear our oxygen while we're climbing, and it's hostile.
Yes.
The wind is blowing and storming, and the snow, it's like laser cutting through your face. It's not that romantic, People think you're going to the top of the world, and we pass through some of the bodies.
Wow.
And you ask yourself, would that be me? Would that be me?
Are you going to make it?
Are you going to make it? Yes. It's a lot of internal conversation that you have. It's not just a climb.
Yeah.
And you push through, you get to the summit, you can't stay there for too long because you might get frostbite.
Yeah.
So you stay there for 5, maximum 8 minutes.
Really?
Exactly. So
All of that just for like
exactly
8 minutes and
yeah, you climb 50 days. Up and down for 50 days.
Wow.
And you get there, you only can stay for 5 to 10 minutes. Maximum.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like a true South African, I would want to like braai or something like that. Celebrate the accomplishment.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
But of course, I'm climbing for gender-based violence.
Yes.
And I would take out the bra and like really celebrate at that
Yeah.
moment to
Yeah.
be really proudly South African, because I was wearing a summit suit that is the color of our South African
Yeah.
flag. So really that moment I'm very proud to be on top.
Yes.
But at the same time, you have this self-awareness and self-management. You cannot stay for too long. When my shepherd says, let's go, we need to go, you start going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, you can't linger around here because you know
cannot.
that now like time is critical and you need to keep it moving then.
exactly.
Wow. So what is keeping you moving through this? I know off air we spoke briefly about, you know, like if you stumble or something, you don't have time to think about it or correct yourself. You just got to go. But while you are going, like what is going through your mind? Like, is it your cause or your purpose that you keep
Yes.
thinking of? Is there something more?
It's just a lot. I think it's so much that you have, so much time you think that you are climbing with others, but
Yeah.
actually not. You are on your own.
Yeah.
So you keep quiet, you keep pushing. And those times you really need to know your why. What is your why? And I think from the beginning I was climbing for caring for girls.
Yeah.
So 2018 and 2019 I was invited from Track for Mandela.
Right.
And they says they climb Kilimanjaro for caring for girls. Girls, they cannot afford sanitary pads and missing school 50 days a year. So from the beginning, I was climbing for a cause.
Yeah.
So I understand if you have a why,
Yeah.
then that will keep you going.
Right.
Without knowing your why, it is no way that you can do this.
Yes.
And I always felt this is a collective power. It is not about me getting to the top of the world. But at the same time, when I was climbing for 8,849 meters, at the same time, at home here in South Africa, people are collecting 8,849
Right.
bras.
Right.
So I just felt if I don't have a why and having this collective power, I wouldn't be able to do this for myself.
Why bras? How did that idea come about, right? Because it's
Yes.
quite clever, 8,849 bras, one for every meter of, the climb. So what inspired that? Was it something that was thought of
Yes.
before, or was it sort of a spur of the moment thing and this is what we're going to do?
No, not at all.
Okay.
So 2020, during COVID, I was seeing people suffering. And I said to myself, what can I do to help them? And then I started a food drive. I called on social media, friends and family. And just by that, we collected 10 tons of food.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Incredible.
Terrace, I don't even know what is 1 ton. And
Yeah.
they say to me, Angela, you have 1 forklift, 1 pallet. This is 1 ton. And now you have 10 tons of food.
Wow.
And they have to get a very special truck to come and collect all those food for me.
Yeah.
But who's Angela to give out the food? And then I started Impilo Collection Foundation. Impilo means life and is a Zulu. And that we gave out to GBV Shelter, OH Home and Orphanage.
Yeah.
And that's how we received 1 ton of sanitary pads. And we gave out to the informal settlement with HIV positive and also special girls. One of the girls actually come up to me and say, Auntie Angela, next time when you come, please bring us some bras.
Okay.
And then I look at them, I realize they're not wearing a bra. And that's how perpetrators see that as an invitation of sexual attention. And then we went back and do a research and realized that year there was 2,700 women die from gender-based violence. Initially, I was going to collect 2,700 bras. We came back with 6,200 bras.
Wow.
And we laid it out at the Constitutional Hill by the Women's Jail. We handed a memorandum to the government. of public safety. That moment, it feels like 6,200 women standing right in front of us and saying to us, please stop this violence.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we gave up, we washed, we packed, we labeled all those bras and to gave out to 3,100 women in South Africa.
Yeah.
So that's why that wasn't coincidence. We
No.
wanted to have this movement for 8,849.
So this was a continuation based
Exactly.
on what had started back
Exactly. But this time we only received 6,800 bras. We
Right.
still need another 2,000 to go.
Okay.
That's another symbolic mountain we are climbing right
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
as a foundation.
Okay. Okay. And I wanted to ask, why GBV, what was it that happened? Why are you so passionate about that? But in listening back to what you've explained, it's amazing how one conversation or one moment with a person
Yes.
can inspire something so great, right? Because it was
Exactly.
literally just that moment where a girl came to you and said, Auntie Angela, please, we need bras. You guys did research and you saw the bigger picture.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's so important to be on the ground and to listen what they really need.
Yeah.
It is not just about, oh, you want to have something, you want to give it to people.
Yeah.
It's just not like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not, it's so wrong actually.
Yeah. And before
Yeah.
this happened, did you find, what were you doing? Were you still, on your own mission trying to find, what is your cause and what is your purpose? What am
Yes.
I, Angela, meant to be doing on this earth? And when that happened was like, okay, this is it. What were you doing before that?
I think like, when I was small, my dad actually battled a lot raising me
Okay.
because my mom left when I was only 3.
Right.
And when we get to the airport, I told him it's going to be okay, but I was only 3. And
But already so, you had that sort of like wisdom, to be able to
I
tell your
don't know
dad,
where
like,
it come from,
Yeah.
but it was just some word I was trying to comfort my dad.
Yeah.
But people were even asking, how could you are such a loser. You can't even keep your wife around. Look at you. You can't even look after Angela. Her hair is always messy. Her clothes is always mismatched. And why are you dragging her around? Why don't you just leave Angela to the orphanage? Or isn't it you have an aunt, she's got mental illness, just leave Angela with her so you don't have to drag her around. And I think those time I always sleep under my dad's office stairs and keeping quiet and, not to make noise because, children not supposed to be in an office
Right.
running around.
Yeah.
And she should be like just keeping quiet.
Yeah.
I think that's a resilience that I've been built up since I was small, and really have that empathy when I felt I could relate to some of the girls' problems and their experiences. And that's why when the girls come up to me, you take it seriously to listen what they're saying to
Yes.
you.
Yes.
And also it just the moment of connections is not just about giving out the sanitary pads, but to really listen to what they have to be facing every day. Yeah.
Wow, that is incredible. And one would never say, I mean, when you look at Angela Yeung standing before us today, you look very accomplished, and together you're so well presented, but there's so much depth in your story, and I really feel that it's one that people need to hear a lot more of, because you are so relatable in so many more ways than one could just imagine by just taking a look at you and trying to guess what is Angela's story. So I'm really fascinated and blown away by what you've discussed and shared with us so far.
Thank you, Terence.
So, but there's another side to the cause and you climbing and conquering Mount Everest, right? And that was also to be a voice for, shall we say, vulnerable mountain villages,
Yes.
right? Because you didn't just stop after you climbed Mount Everest and came back to South Africa, you had another side quest.
Yes.
Could you tell us about that mission?
Yes, so everybody think that when they get to the summit, that's it,
Right.
know. But I think coming back down, it's more important. And what do
Right.
you do after that?
Mm-hmm.
And that's even more important. And I think so. Get to the summit just a half pointer,
Yeah.
and coming back down, I was actually quite overwhelming when I get to the hotel, and pressing that lift, and I see the elevator coming down, and I realize actually I'm back to civilization. But afterwards, we took some time to go and visit some of the orphanage and
Right.
also the more remote area, just to make sure that to give that message out is not, we're not just coming here to climb your mountain, but we also care for you.
Yeah, we want to understand what's happening in the community and
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly. I think it's so important. So I was wearing a South African scarf, a
Yes.
color of a South African scarf, and then go around the village. And I think it's so important to show that we care.
yeah, yeah.
We are people who understand Ubuntu.
Yes,
And those are the moments I think it is so important.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. Spreading that message and the spirit of Ubuntu to other places, other regions, because they're going to remember, hey, these South Africans, they're great people.
Exactly.
So you represented us well there. Yeah. So then, what was there any moment that stood out within that? With visiting those communities or one of the orphanages, was there some special moment there that
Yeah.
really struck a chord in your heart?
They have to walk 2 hours to get to school.
Okay.
So some of
Okay.
them, they don't have shoes. And they're very reserved. They're not coming here just to hug you, and,
Yeah.
they are very reserved. When you give them something, they bow
Okay. Okay.
sincerely,
Yeah.
and they really saying thank you
Yeah.
for whatever you give it to them.
Yeah.
So we went there. So myself and my Sherpa team, we packed everything before we start climbing.
Yeah.
So by the time I came back down, I know where we're going
Yes.
and how we're going to distribute all those clothes,
Yes.
shoes, and also stationery.
Okay. 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 So I just want to quickly go back to the mountain, right? Because I think, like you said, like it's not so romantic as one would think.
Yes.
And we could easily look at the pictures that you posted on Instagram, and even the videos that you showed to Gio and I, and it looks beautiful, right? And as it should. But there are other dangers and threats along the way, and you don't even realize that something like taking those photos and videos is so
Yeah.
risky.
Yes.
Can you tell us about that? Like, what sort of time do you have to work with taking out the phone, taking a photo, putting it back, and then getting your hands covered and warm?
Yeah, so the temperature is around minus 35 degrees to minus 50 degrees
Yeah.
during the summer period. And
During summer. What?
the whole time you have to try to stick out your phone and to take the picture and quickly put it back down,
Yeah.
because your phone will be frozen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And you have to be very careful with your glove and with your fingers and your toes, because you can actually come back disabled.
Jeepers.
Yeah, and people they don't talk about those things.
Yes. Yes.
They only talk about they summited, and it's actually really hostile.
I think I'm not going to run off to Mount Everest anytime soon. So I'm just going to live vicariously through you and just tell people I know someone who did it. Oh, that is quite incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Angela, something else that I found quite interesting was that you mentioned it takes 50 days, to do the climb.
Yes.
Right? Is there a specific reason why?
So you need to learn to acclimatize when you get to Everest.
Okay.
Any mountain that you actually climb up,
Yeah.
you sleep low. So what I did when we get to advanced base camp, and it was around 6,300 meters. I will climb higher, get to around 7,000 meters. I come back down,
Wow.
and it feels like you get nowhere
Yeah. Yeah.
because you have to climb up high and come back low and sleep low.
Yeah.
And the whole time I go up and I come down, I go back down and come up, and just to acclimatize yourself and feel comfortable enough to push through to higher camp.
Yeah. And is that process frustrating?
It
Yeah.
was.
Let's get on with it already.
Exactly. But it's just, you have to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a process that you have to go through.
Yeah.
And most of the climber are much stronger than me. But I have to work harder because
Yeah.
I know I'm not taller than them. I'm much shorter.
Yeah.
When they strike one step, I have to strike 3 steps
Wow.
more.
Yeah.
So to me, it was something that I have to work harder on myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think that's where it got me to summit.
Exactly. I mean, it's like you said, I mean, you are resilient, right?
Yes.
So having to do that and always have to work a little bit harder was probably nothing new to you. You know how to navigate through that and what needs to get done.
Yes.
So that is quite remarkable. And there's something else that you said. I'm trying to remember the exact quote, so I'm going to paraphrase, but something along the lines of, this climb, even though you conquered Everest, this climb pales in comparison to what survivors face on a daily basis.
Exactly.
What is the thought and the philosophy behind that?
I think for them, going through every day, it's hard. And it's just exactly how we climb the mountain.
Yeah.
And it's not just physical, but emotional.
Okay.
And also spiritual,
Yeah.
because the time when you facing death, it's a lot of moment that you have to deep.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a
Yeah.
different kind of climb, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. No, okay. That makes sense. And it's such a powerful quote. And I feel like it's something that would even be able to hold its place in history and that people can learn about when they learn your journey. Those are those kinds of quotes that, stand out and other people will quote later on in life.
Yes. And going back to the history that you mentioned about, I climb from the north side.
Right?
And there's 2 sides you can climb Everest.
Okay.
Most people will climb from the south side.
Okay.
And I qualified to climb from the north side because I climbed at 8,000 meters before.
Okay.
And I had a bad injury from that Manaslu, 8,163 meters.
Oh, okay. What happened at that stage? What was
So
the cause of the injury?
after I summited to become the first South African reached to the true summit
Yeah.
in Manaslu, the weather changed dramatically.
Okay.
And windstorm come through. I couldn't hold on to my rope. I fall almost 10 meters.
Wow.
And there's no helicopter can actually come and rescue you when you're around 7,000 meters. You have to push yourself down to back to 6,000 meters. Then the helicopter can able to come through. But at that point, the next day, I pushed for 8 hours to get to Camp 2. And the rescue helicopter they say to me, can you send a picture of your feet? So 6,800 meters, I could not send a picture of my feet. And also they say, is there any blood? Is anything broken? And I can't see if anything's broken, but I could see my foot was just swollen,
yeah.
like an elephant.
Wow.
And they refused to rescue me.
What?
Yeah, so those time,
Oh my gosh.
you really have to have faith.
Yeah.
And if I have to push through and claw myself down to base camp for another 10 hours, Terence, I would not doubt it. I would do so.
You would do it.
I would do it.
Sure. So what is going through your mind when people are saying, oh, we can't come, we're not going to come rescue? Does the thought of giving up cross your mind? Does the thought of how am I going to make it back? Do you feel abandoned?
Yes,
Do you lose faith in
absolutely.
humanity?
Absolutely, because when I have to go, when I was injured, people in my team, they will also have to push through. They also have to survive. So they start going down. I was the only person left in my camp.
Oh my word.
And you realize you really have to look after yourself.
Yeah.
It's easy to blame and to worry about what's happening, but what can you do in that moment? And really have to hold yourself together.
Yeah.
And also, that phrase of watinda bafazi, watinda impagodo. You strike a woman, you strike a rock. And you need to be that rock and really pushing it through. And those are the moments you really have to deep.
Does that change your perspective on life completely when you come down from an experience like that?
I think so.
Yeah.
I felt I'm not in a rush. I really live every moment.
Okay.
And you really have to. I just don't know how I shifted my life. I felt after I climbed.
Yeah.
Every time I have a big climb, I come back, I shifted. I'm no worries. I'm not. So little thing doesn't bother me anymore.
Okay. Okay. Well, that makes sense then. But I'm also very curious to know, how do you, how does the mind frame work? Because you're in this moment where you are left alone and abandoned on a mountain, and a lot of people would naturally just, when, like you said, you have to, you realize that, you got to take care of yourself. So naturally, when you come down and you go back into the real world, you still have that, like, I got to take care of myself. I have to look out for myself. But yet still, you've got such a big heart, by all the different causes that you support, and you're so vocal about GBV. So is there a balance to it, or does it, did you realize at some point, okay, in that circumstance, that was what I had to do, but there's still a bigger purpose and people need me in this world or in this space?
I think also coming back for my family is so important.
Okay.
The whole time I don't have direct connection with them. So
Yes.
I have to go those old phone we had. You have to type over this little gadget to type through a message to your family.
Yeah.
I think they worry about me a lot.
Yeah.
And those are something that I have to make sure that I'm safe, not just for myself, but for people who are closer to me.
Yes.
Yes. And also the team of our foundation, they were really cheering for me and there for me when I was climbing. Those messages coming through and making sure I'm okay. You can't talk to your family because there's no cell phone signal.
Okay.
But just having those messages are so important.
Right.
And when they say to me, "You got this,"
Okay. So that keeps that,
you going.
that sense of humanity in you, because if not for that, you probably would come back down a very dark and different person, right?
I think
Cross
so.
with everybody. Yeah. And then, okay, so now back to you qualifying for Mount Everest because of this previous experience. And you say most people start on the south side. You went north side.
Yes.
Okay, so is the south side the easier side then?
I think both sides are difficult.
Yeah, of course. How stupid of me to think there's an easy side to climbing Mount Everest.
But the north side are more technical.
Sure.
Yes. So the last person from South Africa who climbed from the north side was 26 years ago.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. I'm here to follow her legacy.
Right.
And that's where the history coming from I was mentioning about. It is so important for us to have people who come before you. So I'm here to come before the other girls, next person who coming through from climbing from the north side. And yeah, that's how we carry the legacy.
Yeah. Yeah. Speak to us, since, we're on this notion of legacy, and we've heard a bit about, your passion for, speaking up against gender-based violence. You also part of the Empower Her program, or you founded that. Could you speak to us about that?
Yes, I think that's so. The last 5 years, we have collected 10,000 liters of sanitizer.
Okay.
We gave out to 60,000 learners in South Africa. And we also collected like hospital beds,
Okay.
a whole house of uniform we gave out to the Durban flood
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
during that time. And we received books, and we rebuilt some of the library for some of the schools. So we impacted, the last 5 years, we impacted almost 100,000 people in South Africa. And I don't see we are just only Empower Her. So we funded Empower Her,
Right.
focusing on gender-based violence.
Right.
But we also have Empower Him, because it is important to educate the boys. And that's where it comes up to empower them.
Okay.
So it's important to focus on education, to teach people to fish instead of giving them the fish. So we also have developed some of the ECD program
Okay.
to help the ECD center.
Yeah.
Because children now these days, they lack of mobility. So we have to go back to basic with some of the program that we have.
Yeah.
So that's how we see it is so important to climb with the course, with the humility, instead of just climbing for getting to the summit.
Very true. Very true. And what I've noticed is that when you set out to do something, there's almost very intentionally a target that goes with it.
Yes.
Right, like with the mountain climb of Everest, the 8,849 bras. And there's another goal that I'm going to come back to after this, because I'm just curious to just ask. You said that with that collection, you got 6,000 odd bras.
Yes.
So we're still short 2,000. Okay, so what is the next step from there? How are we getting that?
So we have to ask people for donation.
Okay.
Every 25 rand, there is a new bra.
Okay, so that can be a 25 Rand donation.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Or they can drop off any pointer we have on our website.
Okay.
It's www.impilo, IMPILO, foundation.org.
Brilliant.
And then
We got you, Angela. Look, it's going to be on the screen by the time people are watching. Gio, we can make that happen.
yes, please, yes. So what we actually wanted to achieve is when we get all the 8,849 bras, we're going to have a national art exhibition.
Okay.
Because when you see those bras lying out at the Constitutional Hill, it is like a piece of art. We want to take this national art exhibition around the country, 9 provinces, doing 16 days of activism.
Okay.
So the others can understand the history of the bras. Why are we wearing a bra? What is the impact of a bra behind that? And we give back the dignity of the woman who lost their life for gender-based violence.
Yeah. Yeah, very good, very good. So then just going back to the other goal that I was talking about, you can correct me where I'm wrong, but it's something along the lines of impacting 1 million lives by 2035.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
And what is that? Is that also tied into the Empower or the Bra Collection initiative? Is something different, something bigger?
I think, I'm not a social entrepreneur.
Okay.
I learned how to do that.
Okay.
So just by 5 years, we impacted 100,000 people.
Right.
We can grow in a different way, different dimension. I really just learning what is the best way to do this. Like the 3 pillars that we have: empower her, empower him, and empower them.
Right.
That will be the focus that we are doing to empower, to impact 1 million people.
1 million people, yeah. Okay. Okay. So now that the mountain has been conquered, right? Mount Everest has been conquered. What's the next thing? Is there another campaign, initiative, or something that you're gonna challenge next? Because it looks like you love to have a challenge before you.
I think right now the mountain we are going to climb is the Broad Drive.
Right.
But I think what's on the card is on the table is to have another climb in the Antarctica. That was something I always wanted to do.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. Wow.
yeah, that was something that I always wanted to do. I think
Is that where the ice wall is, or the?
yes,
Okay. All right.
yes,
Do you think you'd be able to make it to the ice wall?
yes.
Good. I was worried with that slight pause. I'm like,
Yeah. So I didn't have it. I never felt like that was a bucket list that I was
Yeah.
taking. The mountain called me.
yeah. But like I'm flabbergasted, right? Because you had the climb where you got injured and you were abandoned and you had to make your way down, like dig deep, and then you still took on Mount Everest. I personally, I would have been done after the first mountain. But again, that's where that resilience kicks in, right? And you say you never called the mountain called you. Like, talk to me about that. Like, how does it feel? Like, are you just, the idea comes into your head and then every day, like, you just can't shake it, and then it becomes something that you have to do, or else you're not going to get it out of your head?
No. In 2022, I climbed Island Peak, 6,200
Okay.
meters, because we received 6,200 bras.
Right.
I wasn't the fastest person in the group. I'm always the last person because I was climbing with Sarah Kamalo. She was the first South African who summited Everest, a woman who summited Everest. And then we have a Springbok runner. She's always the fastest person. And we have two other ladies who are much younger than me. So who's the person who's behind and playing catch up? It's Angela. But the time my Sherpa realized that, you know what, actually put Angela into the front.
Okay.
This old Sherpa, he has so much wisdom, and he just put me into the front, and I was the pace setter.
Okay.
And then everybody are in line, and we all climbing together.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I get to Island Peak with him, because I was slow, so most of them have already like passed through me and get to summit. They get to summit and they came back down. I still climbing through. But the time when I summited with my Sherpa, we are the only two person on the top of Island Peak.
Yeah.
It was really profound.
That is, yeah.
It is not just about the climb, and it is not a competition, and it is not a game. It's about endurance. And I still get there to the top. And after we came back down, I was speaking to the leader of my expedition. I asked him, so where is 6,200 meter in Everest? He said it's Camp 2.
Yeah.
And he spoke to this old Sherpa and says to him, you know what? What do you think if Angela climbed Everest? He says, Angela will be able to get to the top of Everest because the way how I climb, because of my endurance, my perseverance.
Yeah.
That's how I climbed the mountain.
Incredible.
And I never wanted to take off my bucket list.
Yeah.
Because I want to get to the top. I really felt because of the course, everything just tied up. That's how the mountain called me.
Okay. I get it. That makes complete sense. And you know what? I can't wait to see and follow your journey in Antarctica. And while on that note, I don't know if you've heard, but there's, for the last couple of years, probably since 2020, a lot of people have gone down a rabbit hole, and there's been a big debate on social media, particularly on TikTok, whether the earth is flat or whether the earth is round. And so there's a notion, amongst the flat earthers that the earth is flat and the ice wall is the end of the earth. And probably from there you can see like into space or something. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that's why I want to go there
Oh,
before.
you want to go find out?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, cool. All right. So at least we know we've got a reliable source and it won't be something AI generated.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, brilliant. Angela, so you know what? With all these incredible stories we've learned and still hearing about your future exploit, to going and conquering Antarctica, I wonder, do you have any advice for people who may feel, stuck at the moment, like there's something that they feel is bigger than them, that they want to be a part of a cause that's calling out to them? What would be your message to encourage them? How do they start? Where do they start?
I think it's so much different dimension of it. Just one step at a time.
Okay.
Really, just small little steps. Don't give up.
Yeah.
Because it's so important to keep stepping. That's how you get to the summit.
Yeah.
And I've never stopped stepping. The whole time I'm keep moving.
Yeah.
Because if you're not, you're going to dehydrated. You will be, if you close your eyes, you actually die there. So it's important to really see yourself as a piece of diamond.
Yeah.
And you polish it yourself.
Yeah.
You need to polish it with other people.
Right.
Because diamond can only be polished with people around you. And just, find your own tribe. People who are there for you. You find them. And that's how you climb the mountain together.
Yes. Yes. Oh, very well said. Very well said. And that applies obviously to every facet of life, right? And the mountain is just such a great analogy because it's so big.
It is.
We always describe the problems that we encounter in life as a mountain to climb, or a giant that you got to slay, something along those lines.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you see the mountain up, like down there by the camp, you think it's impossible. It is impossible. You'll be able to get to the top, but you can.
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you're a living example of that, right?
Thank you.
And if anybody wants to, join the cause or get involved with the Impilo Collection Foundation, how can they do that?
It's going on our website.
Okay.
Like I say, www.impilofoundation.org.
Okay, cool. So yeah, just to be clear, like if you want to in any other way beyond just the initiative with the bras, then please, do get in touch, visit the website, and let's make a difference together.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, Angela, so we've heard so much about the Impilo Collection Foundation and all the wonderful causes that, is a part of that. But what people may not realize is that Impilo Collection is actually also a jewelry manufacturer and started as a jewelry manufacturer. Is that right?
Yes, exactly. So almost 20 years ago.
Wow, 20 years ago.
Yes.
What inspired the jewelry? Why jewelry?
Why jewelry? I think going back, it's a long story actually. Going back to the time that I was, didn't have any pocket money.
Okay.
During varsity time, I have to sell acupuncture inner soles.
Okay.
And I will ask people, can you take off your shoes and try this acupuncture inner soles?
Yeah.
And when you're comfortable, you can buy that. So I work on a rancho during holidays.
Very interesting.
Yeah, and every time when you take off people's shoes and put the inner soles, I can feel when I get home, I wash my hands so many times. It could still smell the feet of people's shoes.
Yes.
That was really something that my friends saw that I was struggle.
Yeah.
I was struggle so much, and they said to me, "Hey, my mom is actually selling jewelry in this jewelry shop, but they need someone who can speak Mandarin or Cantonese. So can you come and help her?" And I said to her, "Yes, of course, I would love to go and help her." and
Just to get away from having to deal with the inner souls and the smell of feet.
Exactly. That's how I started
Yeah.
to be
Great.
in the jewelry industry. And I've never even seen a diamond in my life. But
Oh, wow,
I mean,
yeah.
because of when the tourists come in and they ask me, "Hey, where's the toilet?" I would always show them where's the toilet. I never go and just point to the
Yeah.
toilet. I would never just point to the toilet.
Yeah.
I make sure I bring them to the tour, to the toilet, and going back to the tour. And that's without fail. Some of the clients and give compliments to me and speak to the manager, and the manager says to me, "Hey, Angela, we actually have another department selling diamond.
Okay.
Would you like to come and help?" So that's how I started getting into the jewelry business. I'm not a good salesperson, so I always like to work behind the scene and sitting on the bench and draw my piece of jewelry and make them with my hands.
Right. So from that experience, then you decided, then okay, it's time for me to do my own thing and start
Yes.
manufacturing my own jewelry. And
Exactly.
you started designing your own pieces. Okay, incredible. And what are the typical kind of pieces people can expect to find at Impilo?
So we are, of course, manufacturing. So you can actually come up with any designs,
Okay.
and then we can manufacturing them. So it's bespoke.
All
And
right.
from high end to like this new collection that I'm doing for the mountains, and yeah, anything that could be. Even we call it upgrading, like we call it It's not recycling. We call it
Upcycle.
upcycling.
Yeah.
Yeah. So people bring in their old jewelry, and then we upcycle them.
Very cool. Very cool. That is wonderful. And also details, where can we buy it from? Is there the same website link or a different one?
No, it's www.impilocollection.com.
.com. Perfect. And is there a store where can people come in if they want to have a look?
No, we not retail.
Okay.
So we are more manufacturing. So
All right.
people do have to make appointment to come and see us.
Beautiful. Guys, book those appointments immediately. All right. And if you got anything specific that you want designed, then Angela's the plug. All right.
Thank you.
Awesome. So lastly, Angela, this might be quite a tough one, right?
Okay.
But I want to see if we can do this. So with everything that you've experienced, every mountain you've climbed, every road you've walked on, all the people you've met, if you could sum everything, all of that experience up into one word, like how does it make you feel? What word would you use?
Courage.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And this story is truly one of remarkable courage. Angela, thank you so much for joining us in studio today. We hope that we will, get to see you again. Definitely after Antarctica. We want to know about the ice wall and if the world ends there. Okay.
Yes.
Perfect. And to everybody listening and watching back at home from Mzansi to the world, remember to stay locked in here with us where we can ignite your light so you can burn it bright with us here on EXC-i8. There we go.
Yay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Angela.